TGIF, happy Friday, my friends. This is Lindsay, and I am back with more daily work from home job leads for you. I don't know about you, but Friday just makes me really excited. I love the weekends because it's the time that I have off from work and I actually get to spend time with my friends and family. So I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend ahead. But before we kick off the weekend, I have some job leads for you. We have things from Motorola. We have Nestle hiring people to make food TikToks, and they're paying very high too. We have CashApp paying up to $66 an hour to do administrative type work. I even threw in some healthcare. Hopefully we have a mixed bag, a little bit of something for everyone. As always, timestamps, links, all additional information you may need is in the YouTube description box below this video. I do just ask that if you enjoy anything that I share, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, like button, and you can always leave anything in the comments. Feel free to leave anything specific that you're looking for in the comments. I can never make any promises, but I do keep that in my mind when I am searching for job leads to share. But first up, we have Motorola Solutions, the electronic cell phone, whatever company they might be in now. Motorola used to be very popular for like their Razr phones and their cell phones, but they are a whole company that makes other things as well. They have 4,600 reviews on Glassdoor, an overall employee satisfaction rating of 4.2 out of 5 stars. And I do just want to point out, because I always share the rating of companies on Glassdoor from people. And if you want to come read reviews from people who have worked for these companies in the past. But on Glassdoor, just in case you didn't know, there's a little circle beside the star rating, and it'll come up if you hover over that with your computer mouse. It will tell you what the industry average is. So the industry of like electronic cell service, things like that, whatever industry they decide Motorola is in, the industry average for employee satisfaction is 3.9, and Motorola is above that at 4.2. But Motorola is hiring a customer service representative for their data information processing unit. This is remote for the United States. And please ignore the remote work states that are listed up top, because down below it does say that it is a remote position and candidates can be located anywhere in the United States. They just prefer that candidates have previously worked remotely, but it's not a requirement. But they are looking for somebody to help with their customer service and administering over acceptance of assignments from clients and leaders, along with processing assignments, processing the completion of services, and release of lender assets upon execution of services. You will have to manage a very high call volume with this. You're going to utilize client and lender databases, executing specific lender requirements, just working within multiple computer systems, multitasking. Now, one thing they do say, you might have up to 15 different browser tabs open between different screens, just looking up all this different information and working with the customer to give the complete customer service experience. So you're going to have great communication skills, the ability to work independently, and of course be able to use computer systems like Microsoft Office, be able to multitask, and be able to type at least 40 words per minute. Other than that, just a high school diploma or GED and 2 years of like customer service is needed. Now, unfortunately, Motorola did not list pay in the job description. That'll need to be discussed with them at the time of the interview. If you're into healthcare positions, though, Skygen USA is hiring. They have 102 reviews on Glassdoor, an overall employee satisfaction rating of 3.6 out of 5 stars. They are looking for an authorization support rep. Now, this is remote, again, for the United States only. They are specifically looking for somebody to work Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're outside of that time zone, you'll have to convert your hours to see if that will work for you. But when you're talking about authorizations generally in the healthcare space, it's like if a patient has a certain insurance, the insurance company may require you to provide medical information about the patient and the services they're going to receive before they happen. And the insurance company has to sign off on it ahead of time, called an authorization. So they will end up paying the patient's bill. If you don't get that pre-sign off agreement from the insurance company and you just see the patient, sometimes sometimes the insurance company will refuse to pay, and then the patient will have to pay. So they are looking for somebody to maintain accurate and detailed notes of work performed in the company system on appropriate documents and spreadsheets. You might have to pick up the phone, make outbound phone calls to provider or doctor's offices, or use written communication like email to obtain missing medical information or clinical information needed to support that authorization determination process. Because when you're contacting the insurance companies, and a lot of these are submitted online through like provider portals with the insurance companies these days, when you're giving the insurance company information, they need enough medical information about what is wrong with the patient, what the patient has had done in the past to make their decision. So if you don't have all that information to give them, you'll have to contact the doctors to get it. You're just providing all of that administrative support, doing all of these various duties, performing like audits, entering the denial reasons. If the insurance company says no, you've got to enter into the computer system the reason they said no. This only requires a high school diploma or GED, no college degree, and 1 year of like administrative role. So if you've ever done office work, they do prefer that you've worked in a dental office or something, but it's not required. They do require excellent computer proficiency, specifically using like Microsoft Office systems, somebody who has problem-solving skills and great organizational skills. Now, pay for this position ranges from $38,027 a year up to $57,041 a year. They do list the midpoint at $47,534 a year. This is where I kind of would expect, if you do an interview, do well, and get a job offer, where the salary would start out at and land. Being a hiring supervisor myself, that is generally what I see companies do. They have their low starting off point for people that they want to bring in the door that really don't have any experience. And then they have their high point for people who have extreme experience. But the midpoint in between, for people who just meet the requirements and have the few years of experience they require, generally they don't start you out on the low end because they really want to be competitive with other companies. And of course, you know, people will not work for you if you're not paying. So if you want good employees, you do have to pay, you know, a decent salary. So that's why a lot of companies will start you kind of in the midpoint. Once you're on the high point, you don't have anywhere to get promotions, raises, like, and grow. And so that's, a lot of companies will kind of start you out on the midpoint and then give you raises and help you grow up to that high point, if that makes any sense at all, just in my experience. But no more rambling about pay and how companies decide what to pay, because next up we have Nestle hiring, and this is an exciting opportunity to make food TikToks. I take a lot of pictures of the food I eat just to share on like my personal Facebook page with my family sometimes if I like am vacationing and go to new restaurants, but I've never thought about making videos of food. I guess most of the time I cook boring stuff at home, but if you like taking videos and pictures and things of food, if you are a foodie, Nestle has 16,000 reviews on Glassdoor, an overall rating of 4.1 out of 5 stars. They are hiring a social media content creation specialist. Now, this is remote and it is a contract position. This contract role is slated to run through the end of the year, the end of 2024. There is a possibility to extend it into 2025. Of course, it's remote. Remote candidates will be considered. Now, Nestle owns a bunch of different food companies. Nestle is like an overarching big parent company, and they even own like Purina dog food and smaller companies. And I did not know this, but Stouffer's. When I think of Stouffer's and Lean Cuisine, I think of like all the frozen meals in the frozen section. But they are the food and beverage company behind Stouffer's, Nestle's Toll House, Coffee Mate, Lean Cuisine, DiGiorno, and they are looking for somebody to create food TikToks. Now, you are specifically going to be creating stuff for Stouffer's social media. This is going to pay $45 to $49 an hour. But they're really looking for somebody to develop breakthrough content that is engaging to brand fans, communities, and like-minded brands. Creators just across the platform, you can create that engaging food content. So you'll have to do social listening across TikTok, trying to identify any relevant trends and develop content that's going to allow the brand to be on the top of the mind of the food community for these trends. You're going to just produce and edit compelling TikTok content that's going to drive engagement, that's keeping stoufers basically at the top of the mind. So you're going to brainstorm and work with different partnerships in the brand community to identify new opportunities for engagement. You're going to plan and publish this content, social media content, to TikTok. You're going to collaborate in monitoring and moderating all of the social media mentions of the brand across TikTok. So not only are you creating these food videos for TikTok, but you're also just monitoring TikTok, seeing if anybody reposted, anybody mentions the brand. You are basically just managing Stouffer's TikTok page, which I just thought was cool. Now, they don't require a bachelor degree. Of course, if you've got one, that gets you to the top of the line. It doesn't say that it has to be in any specific area. They're looking for somebody who does have 1 to 3 years of experience in social media or representing a brand, somebody who has great content creation skills, somebody who can think creatively and out of the box. Of course, you got to be great with using content creation tools like iPhone, Canva, TikTok Reels. You've got to be able to edit, maybe use some Photoshop or CapCut, which I think is a big video editing thing that people who post a lot of TikTok uses. So you've really got to know how to use the TikTok platform, and experience in managing multiple projects or being able to multitask is a requirement. Now, one thing to note about this is a remote work from home position, but require travel to their Arlington, Virginia office at the very beginning of your contact for training and onboarding will be required, and sometimes during the year for specific meetings or training. So know that going in. If you're not willing to travel, this one might not be for you. But again, I thought it was a cool position, and pay is very high at $45 to $49 an hour. If you would rather not make TikTok content, but you just kind of want to sit at home and do administrative duties, CashApp is hiring. CashApp has 212 reviews on Glassdoor, an overall rating of 3.8 out of 5 stars. They are looking for an administrative assistant. Of course, employees can work remotely, and this one is paying up to $66 an hour. But administrative assistants, I've talked about this a lot in different videos that I've made. I always share like administrative and executive assistant positions, because big executives of companies, like think like CEOs, CFOs, they are always like on a plane, traveling to different places, traveling to meetings, in meetings. They are always trying to make these business decisions, and they don't really have time to handle all their administrative things like checking their email, responding to email, making notes while they're in the meeting, making travel arrangements. So when they need to travel to another state for another meeting, they don't have time to call the airline and book a plane and book a hotel and things like that. So if you manage them and their schedule, and you manage their time well so that they can do what they do best and make money, then you also will make a lot of money. These positions pay very well, so that's why I like to always share them. But of course, CashApp is looking for somebody to provide that administrative support to not 1, but 5 executives that are located across the United States in different time zones. So this might be a little challenging. But just like I was explaining, you will manage these executives' calendars, schedules. You will book their travel arrangements. You'll manage their expenses, expense reports, their receipts for like all this travel, their meals, things like that, and any other additional administrative tasks that's needed. So you'll provide the administrative support to their machine learning and data science team. The executives are specifically over those teams. So you'll have to maintain their calendars, coordinate different meetings with them, make sure that they're not double booked in meetings, just things like that. Now, again, this one is not going to require any kind of college degree. They're just looking for somebody who has 4 years experience either as administrative assistant, recruiting coordinator, executive assistant, or some kind of similar office administrative type roles. They would like somebody who's worked with large scale technology companies, but that's not required. If you have, that will get you to the top of the line. They're looking for somebody who has great communication skills and, again, proficient with using a computer, specifically either Microsoft Office or the Google equivalent, Google Suites, Google Calendar, things like that. Now, pay is where this job shines. They break the United States down into 4 zones. So pay is going to be based a lot on location. They do have a resource linked here if you want to know what zone the state you live in is in. But the lowest pay is $33.32 an hour, with the highest pay being $66.59 an hour. Next up, if you're looking more for healthcare positions, Carda Health is hiring. They only have 5 reviews on Glassdoor, so I always urge you to do your own research on any companies before giving them your personal information. They do have a 3.5 out of 5-star rating. They are also looking for an administrative assistant. Now, pay for this one is $16 an hour. And an administrative assistant for a healthcare company is a little bit different. You're not really going to be handling all of the executive stuff. You're more helping the patients. So they're looking for somebody to schedule and confirm the virtual appointments for the patients, managing the patient's medical records, and just coordinate any follow-up communications with the patients as needed. So this one is going to require quite a bit of phone work. You're going to assist just in like incoming call and email management, data entry, providing great customer service to those patients, and maintaining and updating their medical records, making sure everything is in compliance with HIPAA regulations and guidelines. This requires a high school diploma or GED and 2 years of some kind of administrative experience. While they prefer that experience to be in the healthcare field, it's not required. Again, you have to be able to use those Google Office or Microsoft Office computer systems, be able to navigate basic learning how to use certain software systems, because you will have to work within their electronic health record systems. Great communication skills, great organizational skills. And I saved this one for last because, one, it is in the crypto field, and I don't really share a lot of jobs in the crypto field because that is a ever-changing industry, and they are trying to get some regulation around it. But right now, unlike banking and finance, there's not a lot of regulation around it. So some of these companies could go under like at the drop of a hat. So know that going in. Because of the volatility in the industry, these companies seem to pay very well though. So, you know, it just depends. Some people are very optimistic about the future of crypto. I have not studied it enough to know much about it. I also could not find a Glassdoor page that had reviews or anything for the specific company. So as always, do your own research. But the pay was high and it was interesting, so I thought I would share. But Phantom, a crypto company, is looking for a social media associate. Now, Phantom has a crypto wallet, I guess, where you store all of your crypto, and they are looking for somebody to basically monitor their social media channels, being the moderator, making sure that what is being said is accurate. So you're going to engage and respond to all of those social media posts and comments, just interacting with the community. You're going to plan content, activities, and campaigns for their social media channels, just trying to develop relationships with builders and community managers. So the little small community group that is very excited about crypto, you are really going to be just interacting with them on social media on a daily basis. So you really have to be passionate about crypto yourself, probably, for this to be worth it, maybe. But you're just going to collect feedback and manage all the marketing opportunities. This does require 2 years of experience in some kind of community or online management. If you've ever like ran one of those Facebook pages or like a Reddit group or anything like that, it does require understanding of the crypto industry and NFTs, which I have no understanding of, and the ability to multitask and have great analytical and problem-solving skills. Now, pay for this one, again, is where this shines, which is why I wanted to share it. Pay is anywhere from $120,000 a year up to $140,000 a year. All right, if you've made it to the end of this video, I owe you a huge thank you so much for watching and supporting me. I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend ahead. I hope you get to spend time with your friends, family, just enjoy life, take a little break from working. But of course, if you enjoyed any of these job leads, give this video a thumbs up, like button, share with those friends and family, and I'll be back really soon with more work from home job leads just for you.